Hi, this is Terry. I've lost 180 pounds with keto, carnivore, and counting calories. Now I'm on a mission to improve the health of my heart.
So we're going to experiment because I told you all that on the eclipse day of the eclipse, we're having an eclipse party at work and I'm going to take some deviled eggs. Well, I've never made deviled eggs for nobody and I want to try it for me and mom tomorrow and I want to try something. I know you shouldn't experiment with things, but it's going to be good. I don't care. It's going to be good, so trust me. We're going to try this. All right. You ready? So I boiled 4 eggs and now I'm going to get my knife. Because you got to cut them in half and then put the yolk. I'm nervous now being on that Plavix. Let me just cut them all in half and then I'll pop out the yolks. All right. Come on, fella. One more. All right. Now, I'm going to use a spoon and get the yolk out of there. Got to be gentle with it. Okay. Yolk. I've watched some recipes and yet I kind of, you know me, I got to do my own thing sometimes. So we're going to throw in a secret ingredient, but we're trying them out on me and mom first to see if we think they're any good. So if they're not good, I'll leave the secret ingredient out. I've washed my hands, so that way you know I'm fiddling with these eggs, but my hands are clean. I washed them really good. You know, most of the time I use gloves, even if I do wash my hands, because I don't want goopy hands. But today I'm having to just go on and be goopy. All right, one more. Okay, now I'm gonna wash my hands again, and then we'll start adding in just a little bit of stuff. Hang on. Okay, so most recipes say you have to have a little bit of mustard, just a tiny bit. Well, I don't trust mustard half the time. It comes out watery. So I'm going to put a little bit on the spoon before I put it in there. See, there's some water. And one of the things my coworker, there we go. Just that little dollop. One of my coworkers was saying, you can't have watery deviled eggs. All right, so that's the only amount, that's the little amount of mustard I'm going to have in there. I guess I could kind of mush them up a little bit. So mush them up. I think most people use a fork, but that's all right. I ain't most people. All right, so that, and then I know you're supposed to add some mayo. Oh, good, we're still good. It's not expired. Okay, let me shake this up. Alright, so we got some Duke's mayo. I'm just going to do a little psst. Alright, I'm going to let that be enough for the moment. Now, this is the secret ingredient. We're going to put in some Laughing Cow cheese. I mean, come on, eggs. Most people like cheese on their eggs. And then that will be lighter than the mayo. Like lower calories. And it's about the same texture as mayo, maybe. So we're going to just try this. My coworker was like, they can't be runny and they can't be like really light colored to where, you know, it's a specific ratio. I was just totally cracking up. She wasn't specifically talking to me, but she was talking to her coworker and her office mate. And then as she was jibber jabbering, she hollered out, "Are you listening to this across the hall? I hope you hear this." I said, "I'm hearing some of it." So it was a conversation between them, but that was her warning to me to not have bad deviled eggs, since I'm bringing deviled eggs. All right, I'm going to switch over to a fork now. I understand why people need a fork. I know you do need a little salt and pepper, just a little. I'm just putting a little sprinkle of salt. And where's some pepper? Hang on. Oh, hey, let's use some white pepper. Because you know it's me, I got to do it not too much now. We'll just do about the same amount of white pepper. Okay. Now I do want to put just a drizzle of pickle juice. Not a lot because she said they can't be runny. So just that little psst of pickle juice. Now, let's see if I did too much or not. Mom says you just have to taste it to know if it's good or not. You can't just do a recipe. You have to just kind of taste it sometimes. So, because it's just, sometimes the yolks are thicker. Sometimes the yolk are a little dense. All right, so now, let's take a little taste. I like it. I think I'd do a pinch more salt. Not a lot, just like about that much. Eggs are so bland, you know. You don't want a whole bunch of, I mean, you gotta have some kind of something in there. You could use garlic powder and stuff, but I'm not trying to get too wound up yet. I just gotta have a trial run for work. So now I'm gonna put all this into a baggie. And then we'll pipe it in and see what we get. Hang on. Okay. Now, I'm going to kind of close it off. I'm going to kind of mush it down to the corner, and then I'll cut off the corner. Hang on here. All right, now I'm going to cut off the tip of that. Hang on. Didn't make as much as what I see some people make, but that's all right. So I just won't be way high over the egg. So I'll start off with just enough to fill the base of the egg. Oh, get in there. Just enough to fill the base of the egg. And I can always add more as I go. If I'm making this for my coworkers, I won't use my finger. I'll use a knife or something. Now I'm going to kind of smush it down in there. That one's a little empty. That one needs a little more in there. And it really doesn't matter how, I don't need to make them look fancy because we're going to be putting the eclipse over it. So they don't have to look super fancy or anything. All right, that's what's left. I'm going to try it. That's good. Now, is where it's going to be the Eclipsed Sun. Take one little pepperoni. I'm going to kind of have it kind of peeking around it, so it's almost like it's the crescent, you know what I mean? I bet you all can't even see this. Alright, so now, that's how they look, like a bunch of little eclipse sunshine. So we're gonna try one. Cause duh, I made them. So here's how it looks, like a little thingy and a little thingy. Alright. That's good. I know a lot of times people put smoked paprika on it, but I don't want that because I need it to be yellow, like the sun. So, anyway, let me get you a better, closer picture. Hang on. Okay, so there they are. That one, let's flip that one over. Well, it's just a little defective fella. This one too. So, they're just little eclipsed suns. Isn't that fun? I appreciate you telling me about that in the comments. So, yeah, I think it's going to be really good. And that's just something fun and I'll take these to Mom's tomorrow for Easter.